I'm Jesse Jace. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to be listening to video game music cues up to 20 seconds long. These are not all, but a lot of them are going to be from like the third and fourth generation of consoles. A couple arcade games in here. Anyway, we better get started, huh? So, these are in alphabetical order by file name. And the first one says Akuden. Well, that is Akumajo Densetsu. In the English-speaking world, you know it as Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And I don't want to start with the game over because that would be depressing, but look, this game, so you probably know, the Famicom version, the Japanese version, had an extra chip in the cartridge which boosted the sound production of that game, and it had extra polyphony. So, for example, so meaty. Do you hear that? It's got real beef. Got real beef in it. It's excellent. I think it's a 9. Whoa. I reworked most of the rating videos for this because some of them were too long last time. I'm not real happy about the way the 9-1 the magic rays look. It's not supposed to look exactly like that. Anyway, when you get game over from falling off the stairs, you get this. Little Picardy third on it. It's so look at what it satisfies the needs of Castlevania. All right, it's got Baroque qualities. It's got rock qualities. The drums are bumping, and then it ends with dun 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 dun. Oh. Konami Kukeha Club, you've outdone yourselves. We started with a 9 and a 10. Oh, it can't continue to be this good. Well, it's not going to continue to be quite that good, but the next one is another Konami game. Axelay. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Axelay. It's a shooting game. Mixed perspective shooting game. And when you beat a boss, you get this. Now, technically, that's a loop at the end, but it fades out. Ooh, you know what? That might actually break the rules. That could potentially be longer than 20 seconds, I think, right? No. Yeah, I think that one's disqualified. I think that's disqualified because it doesn't end. It has to end in 20 seconds. That one fades out in 20 seconds. So sorry, Axley. Oh, I got rid of the 0 button. I needed a different button for something being disqualified. I gotta make that. All right, we're moving on to Capcom. Everyone. Who doesn't love Bionic Commando, a game about exploding Hitler's head? Well, Bionic Commando begins with a couple of little storytelling scenes, cutscene screens. You get briefed by this little dude. He's like, "Hey, go behind enemy lines and do shit. We rely on you." And then you push start and you get this. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the composer on that one is Tamiya Junko, and Tamiya Junko made some big swings back in the day. Is it Tamiya Junko? Am I remembering that right? I think it's Tamiya Junko. She also did Strider, which will show up on one of these streams one of these days. But so during the do just for a second, it's parallel fourths and it sounds really Chinese. Boom it down with a major third. Hold on. And Tamiya Junko kept the military theme going in Bionic Commando with the drum rolls, the snare drum rolls. I've always liked that little jingle. That one is a good one. I'm still trying to button my sleeves. I did it. What do we give Tamiya Junko? I think an 8. Magically delicious. Okay, we're doing great, everyone. Now, also from no, we're switching games, and we're hitting up Kodaka Naoki, who did the music for Blaster Master, also called what's it called? Wakusei Senki Meta Fight in Japanese. And when you beat a boss, you get this. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. I don't really like it. Why is it tremoloing like a vov, 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 vov? That's a 4. Kodaka Naoki, I expect better from you. You know what I expect from you? I expect something a little more like this. What was that at the end? There's a little gremlin at the end. I don't know what that rar is, but you know what? Kodaka Naoki put it in another track that will show up later today in his game over song for another game. What do we think about this? Is a lot better than the boss defeated music. I got it. The hero of the game died too many times, and also his stomach was empty and it made a noise. I'm a little confused about that one. I think it's a 7. All right. Now these have all been games that I played. But I never played Batman Returns for the NES. For the Famicom, was it? I don't know. Did it come out on the NES? And this was a Konami game, apparently. I don't even know if it got released. I had never seen it until I found the soundtrack on KH Insider. So just bear with me here. I don't know this very well. What? It's a theme for Catwoman? Da, 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 da. Is that like, are there lyrics? And get this, she's a cat. I don't know. Play it again. Oh, it's in 6 count. She's a cat. Okay. Da, 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 da. She's a cat. I like, okay, they put it, it's a 6 count. 6 count is nice. 6 count's good. Stop you from being a basic bat. So I think it's an 8. Feel the healing power of 8, everyone. Okay. Next, also from Batman Returns, the Konami game. Can you hear this? It seems very quiet. I need to monitor my sound for a second here. Oh, wait, do it again. Batman. There's a lot of music in Batman games where you can sing Batman to the song. You can put lyrics on it, and the lyrics are always Batman. Dude, I didn't even really process. Batman. Okay. it basically consisted of like a lot of fourths ascending, and then Batman by Batman. Okay, next. Yeah, I don't. It's just like, I don't know. It's Konami, so it vaguely sounds like it belongs in Castlevania. It's fine. It didn't scream Batman at me. Maybe that's why I don't like it. It doesn't go Batman at the end. Stage clear from that game. Pretty minimal. It's chromatic in the middle. Hold on, one more time. It's fine, but it's just a 6. It's just the bare minimum of acceptable. Okay, 60% by the way is an F, so do better, Batman. All right, one more from Batman Returns, the game I never played. That doesn't exactly get you pumped. Again, it's too spooky scary. Why is it like, oh, Dracula again? I mean, sorry, Batman. That one is Swimming with the Fishes, everybody. Okay. We're gonna just, we're still on the Batman kick. Sorry. This is from Batman Return of the Joker. Also on the NES, but made by Sunsoft. So we're back to Kodaka Naoki again. Here we go. Okay. Not what we've been accustomed to, but you can sing Batman. Oh shit, he's dead. Okay. Batman. It starts off all slow, then it gets real urgent, and then it's over, which is weird.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We've also got, what is Versus Boss? I don't remember. I've played this game a little bit, but I don't remember what this is. Is that like an introduction of the boss, like a la Mega Man? Little screen where the boss goes ha ha kya, or does a little dance, you know, wah wah wah. That's what they do in Mega Man. Ooh. There's not much time for anything really exciting to happen. Okay, now for just a little brief trip to the arcade. To a little game called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, a Capcom game. Side-scrolling belt conveyor beat 'em up. Not belt conveyor, that's stupid. Stage clear from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Ooh, one of the composers on that is Isao Abe, who did a couple of tracks in Street Fighter 2. Literally like 2 tracks in Street Fighter 2. One more time. I gotta tell you, there's not a lot of like Capcom sound. What is it called? CPS? Is that what it was called? CPS tracks that don't get you hype. They are few and far between. That one got me hype. That one made me want to beat the next stage. I think we're going 9er on that. Open the treasure chest. It's a 9. Okay. Now that was fun, but we can't stray too far from the Nintendo Entertainment System. So now this is from a game called Cobra Triangle. Cobra Triangle is the boat version of RC Pro-Am. Right? RC Pro-Am, isometric, radio-controlled trucks racing. This was isometric boat, also radio-controlled, I think. not multiplayer like RC Pro Am, single player. I played a lot of Cobra Triangle and not a lot of RC Pro Am, and they're both quite tough. One of these I like. I don't remember. Probably not this one. Yeah, that's hardly anything. I mean, you're just arpeggiating from a 4 to a 5 to a 1. That's a minimal effort there, David Wise. Is this by David Wise? I think it is. How did I make that pull? The useless information rattling around in my brain. Let me tell you what. David Wise only gets a 2. Which has a foghorn now on it. All right. Game over on Cobra Triangle sounds like this. That's brief, but I've always kind of liked that. It doesn't like, there's a lot of game over songs that really like hit you over the head with the fact that you died. We're gonna hear a couple where there's a couple. I noticed a couple, like a trend, like some patterns, right? Games back in that generation tended to either have like a game over theme that where the tone was like, "It's so sad that you died," or a tone like, "Oop, you fucked up. No, clumsy you." But then there's this one that's just like, "Well, that's the end of the game. See you later." That's the end of the game. You're out of boats. I don't know. It's a little bit unique in that context where like most games were like doing a different thing. So maybe we'll give that a 6. All right. Cobra Triangle, I believe when the ranking screen appears, you get this. Why does it even have drums? It's so short. Something about the voicing at the end bothers me too. I don't know, it jumps up. Is it even a 4? It might be less. Keeping on the Cobra Triangle for one more. When you start, this is I think the one I don't like. I take it back. That one's good. Play it again. Play it again, god damn it. So, tiny little thing that's hard to notice, but on the last chord, it's not an inverted chord. The lowest tone is the root, but they put the third in the sine wave, triangle wave channel, which they don't usually do. I mean, they do. No, that's not fair to say. They do it a lot, but like it's a weird way to finish. It's a weird way to put a cadence on. And then the square wave is like dope, and the triangle wave was boop. Until then, I think the triangle wave is serving as a bass, but then it goes up. That's not a bad one. I gotta give it an 8. Gotta give it an 8. It's an 8. We're leaving Cobra Triangle behind because war, the shadow of war, is upon us. Yes, the aliens have landed, and all that can stop them is a couple of shirtless dudes with machine guns, and that's why it's time for Contra. Now, let me tell you what, Maezawa Hidenori, who I think was the main, oh yeah, Sada worked on this too. I don't know Muraoka. Anyway, he knew what he was doing when he took the mighty swing of putting an explosion in the start screen cue that plays when you hit start on Contra. Da, da, that 4/5. Wow, they really rub it in. Like you're about to play an action game, everybody. Musically, I don't know if it's like my favorite. Musically, I think it's like a 7. It's just a big flex to put that explosion in there. Now, earlier I was talking about, sorry, I hope my mic's not too hot. Last time I did one of these streams, I was like eating the mic the whole time and it was really loud. Earlier today, I was talking about the game over themes where the tone is like, boop, you're clumsy you. Oh, you stupid idiot. And this one hints at it. This one just at the end is like, listen. Boop, 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 boop. Like that little thing at the end, that's Konami going, you dumb shit. So, I think that's a is that a variation on one of the stage themes? Maybe it's not. Rhythmically interesting. And then at the end, I kind of like that. All right. Contra Triumphal Return 1? Triumphal? Triumphal? Did you just make up a word? Yeah, right? Parallel chords, which is a weird choice. One more time. In later games, the voice playing that would be an orchestra hit. You know, you'll hear it actually way later in my list. There's Super C, which actually uses an orchestra hit sample. Is that what they were going for with the parallel? They might have been trying to emulate orchestra hits with these parallel chords. I'm not sure. Oh, it's good. Let me tell you what. It's pretty good. It's a 7. All right. So then when you beat the final boss, I don't know why I'm in this like storytelling mood. When you finally you finally defeat the final boss of Contra. You hear. So that's a variation on dun, 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 this. Dun, 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 and then you get boom, 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 boom. They put timpani in it practically. I mean, okay, so I like hearkening back to how you started the game. Now we've finished the game. You get a boom, boom, boom like it's a John Williams soundtrack, and you're hanging from a helicopter as you get flown to safety. It's a 9. This is a 9. I pushed the button and I immediately got buyer's remorse. Musically, it's not a 9, is it? Musically, it's more like a 6. What's the average between 9 and 6? 7.5? Well, I don't have a button for that. All right. Now we're on to Super Contra. Or no, not Super Contra. The Contra 3, the Alien Wars. Yeah, that's that orchestra hit I was talking about. That I think that's what they were going for in Contra 1, but they just didn't have the technology for it, said George Lucas. Can I hear that again, please? Am I crazy, or are there explosions along the way? Like, did it go? I don't know, it kind of sounds like they're trying to squeeze explosions in there. Like the game can't go too long without an explosion. And then ends on like what sounds like a pipe organ. Da, 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 da. Are we in church? Bless me, Father, for I have killed everyone. I can't hate on it. It's just another version of the same. It's a 5.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Now leave Contra behind, because every 100 years or so the threat of Dracula comes back, and now it's Dracula again. It's Castlevania 1 on the NES, and when you have finally beaten, let's do these in order that they happen in the game. So at the start, Simon Belmont strolls on up to the front gate and rings the doorbell, and the intercom camera comes on, and it's Dracula, and he's like, "It's me, Simon." And Dracula's like, "Do you know what time it is? I'm still in bed." And you hear this. The thing that I always liked a little bit about this is the little like hi-hat triplets. I can't. Did you hear that? To play it again. You know, they're trying to be spooky scary. It is Dracula. But it also establishes that Castlevania is about rock. This game gonna rock ya. Welcome to Castlevania. This game gonna rock ya. Now, you know, if I had made the audio for the game, the start of the game would have just been my voice saying that. Welcome to Castlevania. This game gonna rock ya. But I didn't, so it is what it is. And what it is a 7. All right, so then you're playing the game, and Medusa heads are flying out of the darkness, knocking you to your death. It happened, and I didn't put in the song that plays when you die, which is diddle diddle diddle. I figure it's not interesting enough to be mentioned, but if you get enough of those, you get this. Okay, if you got sharp ears, ouch, my ears are so sharp, you'll know that is actually based on one of the songs from the game. I mean, it's one of the stage songs, right? Dun, 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 dun. Is that stage 2? Stage 3? Stage 2. It's stage 2. For some reason, they went with the stage 2 as and a variation thereof of the game for the game over. Was there like a trill at the beginning? What was? Interesting. Is that supposed to make us think of a drum? I don't really know. It's pretty good. All right, now. Oh yeah, we gotta. When you beat Dracula. I don't know why I'm laughing. When you finally beat Dracula and send his head to the moon, which is what happens at the end. And then right before you get the hell out of his castle because it's about to crumble, you get this. Okay, not the best all clear song. It sounds rushed. It sounds rushed primarily, and it ends with like the highest tone as the minor third, which you want it to, I think, sound a little more final by putting the tonic in the top voice. I guess you don't have that many voices to work with, huh? It's the NES. I'm not a big fan of that. That one got to be a 4. Okay. So Castlevania 2 came out, and at the time I didn't know any better. I thought it was awesome. I was like, what could be better than Castlevania 1? How about Castlevania 2? Well, okay, the game turned out not to be that good, but here's the game over. So they kept it in, you know, squarely in that, what do you call it? Baroque feel. I can't even hum it, it's so fast. But is there any harmony in there? Hardly at all. Okay, so the sine wave is going do 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 bo bo bo. That one's alright. I like the detellerando at the end. A little bit. You barely squeaked by, buddy. Alright. We already did some Castlevania 3 earlier in the form of Akumajo Densetsu. Which, by the way, the Japanese title means Legend of the Demon Castle. Oh. But now Castlevania makes the jump to 16-bit, and we get Super Castlevania 4. And again, I want to do these in kind of in the order you hear them in the game, which means the first one of this bunch is going to be this. Okay, at the end it goes a little weird with that. But until then, it was perfectly lovely. That's when you're looking at the map. And by the way, there are 4 different musics for looking at the map in this game, depending on where in the game you are. I dock it a couple points for the weird spastic thing that happened at the end, but other than that, it's an 8. Okay, so you fight through the game, and as you might remember, the first stage has a theme song that goes down 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 down. Pretty gnarly. And they took that and made it the stage clear theme for every stage, and it goes like this. Okay, now if it were me, if I were Kudo Taro, who made the music for this, would I have put timpani in that? Well, I don't know. I think I would have been tempted to use some rock drums. So again, I might dock it a little bit for the timpani. But other than that, it's pretty good. Hell yeah. All right. Well, you know, you got to fight through the game and you got to look at other maps. So how about this map? Almost no polyphony until the end. I mean, polyphony, yes, but not harmony. It doesn't get away from unison until the last few notes. It's relying on the Baroque motion. Yeah, Adachi Masanori also worked on it. Yeah, I wish I could hum it, but it's really difficult. I think I gotta go a little lower on that. Alright, but we're not done with maps, everyone. Wait a second, get a load of this map. Pedal. So what's that from? Bloody Tears. Bloody Tears, I've got bloody tears. Remember Bloody Tears? Bloody Tears, famous Castlevania tune. They're slowed down and made into a map reading extravaganza, which barely fits in my 20-second limit. Pretty damn good though. And there's one more map in this game, and it goes like this. That is very good. That is very good. It's a nice waltz, and they're like, hey, Dracula's cool. He just wants to dance with you. But little do you know. Anyway, we're giving it a 9. I don't know. It might be a 10. Nah, it's fine. Okay. I just have one track from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think it's the only track in the game that's short enough to be mentioned on this list. And it mostly exists so that you can lip sync to it. Yo, that is so extra. You know the screen, the animal skull in the desert with a crucifix. Why was an animal in the desert with a crucifix? Probably because it was Catholic. That really makes you, wow. That's they're trolling you with that shit. You have to mash start in order to pass that screen. Otherwise, you're sitting through this 15-second fail state and going back to the title screen and reloading your game. It's a great game, but just that aspect of it infuriates a lot of people. I do find it really funny that there's a voice on it going, game over, and then laughing. Like, whose voice is that? Is that Dracula? It doesn't sound like Dracula. Who is it? It's funny. Do I give it points for being funny, or do I dock it points for being silly? I think it's a little too overwrought, though. I think it's a little overly serious. So, oddly, I can't read my. Hold on. Did you clip me lip syncing to that? It says something went wrong. Can I see it? Failed to determine content classification. Do I have Discord? No, I don't. But I'm pretty sure I know what it is you clipped. I know you, oddly. Okay, so earlier I mentioned, like, game over songs in games. They tend to either be like, derp, 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 you messed up. Or they're like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. You died. And this is one of those, and this one also barely fits in the 20-second limit, but just get a load of this. Donkey Kong Country. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, so Zamfir's in the house playing the pan flute. Donkey Kong Country, when you get game over, you get this. This is David Wise again, remember, from Cobra Triangle. You get, first of all, the screen. Can I show the screen? Can I find a picture of it? Hold on. Yeah, look at this. You're getting face palmed by an ape. Just. Oh my god. They're like, I can't believe you got game over. Yeah. The song makes it sound like we're having a funeral for an ape, and the ape, the presumably dead gorilla from beyond the grave is face palming you and just being like, you dunce. So serious. With Zamfir. Yo, I'm too depressed to ever play Donkey Kong Country again. When I hear pan flutes, I think two things. Number one, Zamfir. Number two, the soundtrack to the Karate Kid Part 2. Which is a banger, but it doesn't belong in Donkey Kong Country. Okay. All right, so now we're going back to the arcade. What is it? EFTPOTRM. What does that stand for? Well, that stands for Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters, which was an Atari arcade machine, I think. Isometric. Harambe's funeral. So sad. So Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters was an isometric game where you run around shooting lasers at robots, rescuing I like to call them babes, and it's like a kitschy sci-fi kind of aesthetic. And so it uses the arcade hardware, so the sound is a little on the strident side, but like, I don't remember. Is this from when you clear one of the... It says clear maze, but I don't know if that's actually accurate. Hold on. Jeez, that was a roller coaster. Okay, so I remember now. Clear maze is like you're flying through these, like, again, isometric and therefore difficult to navigate. Not mazes, but like tunnels that split off, and you got to pick the right path. It's kind of a trolley thing the game does. Here, let's scroll down a bit. Making you like learn the path you got to take. It eventually resolves, but there's a lot. Well, some twists and turns to get there. By the way, did I rate the Donkey Kong Country one? I don't think I did. Dun, dun, dun. We gotta rate the pan flute. I think it's a 10. Donkey Kong Country was a 10. Because it drove me to the brink. Okay, meanwhile, this Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters Clear Maze is just a 7. Okay, so there are two little snippets in Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters that I like, and they're when you break into lockers, break into food lockers for more life, the voice in the game tells you, and sometimes you hear this. That one's okay. That one's got some rock. It's like down. Just get the electric guitar going. That one's not my favorite. I'm gonna give that a 6. But the other one I like a lot more. I don't remember if one of these is for food lockers and the other one's for bomb lockers, or if they just alternate. They might just alternate. Okay, the ending with the brrr is weird, but I like the thing I like about that is that in the arcade, which is a noisy place, it cuts through the bullshit and you can hear it and you're like, yeah, I broke into that locker. So that one's an 8. All right. What are we doing here? FF, what's that? I think that's Final Fight. So I've got 2 versions of Final Fight on here. One of them is Final Fight and the other one is Final Fight CD. When you clear a round in Final Fight, you get a song that I've always thought sounds like the end of a sitcom. That's when there would be like a freeze frame of Hagar shrugging, and it says produced by Danny Bonaducci. Danny Bonaducci is the producer of the Final Fight sitcom. Bet you didn't know that. That's a very happy little tune. That's a 9er. Open the treasure chest. It's a 9er. And after you beat the final boss, Belger or Richard Belzer, whatever his name is, a disabled man with a crossbow, you get a triumphant fanfare. Okay, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that ending. What was going on? It got a little melodically confused, and then the drums were like wham, 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 wham. Maybe Fujita Harumi was coming a little close to the deadline on that one. I like the beginning where na 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 na. I like that, but then it gets to just kind of sloppy.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. So now those are from Final Fight. Now Final Fight CD. Remember this? Remember the sitcom? Okay. Well, Final Fight CD has its own version. I mean, it's the same song, but just higher fidelity. Excellent. And then, for some reason, Final Fight CD went with its own all clear theme, final round clear theme. I'm sorry, am I playing Final Fight or am I graduating high school? Like, what is this? What is going on with this? That's way too much. It's too much. It's not thematically appropriate. Come on. It's Final Fight. Get with the program. All right. We're leaving the arcade and the Sega CD and going back to the old NES. What does FQ stand for? Well, do you like this like storytelling tone I take? What does FQ stand for? Well, you might remember a little game called Fester's Quest. And in remember Blaster Master earlier? Kodaka Naoki was like, I'm going to put a little stomach growl on the end of this. Well, he did it again in Fester's Quest. And also, he gave it that like, oops, you done fucked up tone that a lot of these have. Oh, I didn't eat breakfast. What is that at the end? Okay, so you've got a lot of going. You've got the Addams Family theme with weird noises. Literally, wah wah wah. The game, like Debbie Downer playing Fester's Quest over here, got game over, and then row, the little row at the end. What is that? I like to think Kodaka Naoki was just like, hey, you guys, I found out how to make a cool noise on the game machine. I'm gonna put it in all my songs. The ones that make me laugh, I feel like I gotta rate them high. I don't know. Is making me laugh contaminating my opinion? It might be, but I still think that's a pretty good one. I'm gonna go 8. Gotta go 8 on it. Okay, also from Fester's Quest. Fester's Quest is a game that went out of its way to include various members of the Addams Family in it. It's actually it's kind of like in many ways, it's like a Blaster Master clone. Not exactly, but it's like all the top-down sections of Blaster Master just expanded into a game. And not a very good game. It's pretty flawed. I played a ton of it as a kid, but one of the characters they forced in was Lurch. And when you pick up items that are nooses, and in the TV show, which I didn't watch, it's before my time, they would pull this noose and it would ring a bell, and then this butler named Lurch would show up, and he's like a giant, and he'd go, "You rang." So in the game, you use a noose, and all that happens is this screen shows Lurch, just a still image. Plays the music cue, which you're about to hear, and then it kills all the enemies on the screen. There's no animation of Lurch. It's just his morose ass face. Here, play this. It's the theme for Lurch. Can we see that screen? You rang. Period. It's grammatically wrong. You rang. You rang. Fester's Quest was a weird one. That's just a 5.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Okay. Back to Konami, everyone. Everyone's favorite. The Goonies 2. Mikey falls down too many pits and gets game over, and you get the happiest little game over you ever heard. Did you hear that little scoop? One more time. I guess they were going for like, the main theme of the game is that Cyndi Lauper song, which it is pretty cool that they put a Cyndi Lauper song in an NES game. I gotta say that. But then they're like, Mikey died and they never found his body. Hey, yeah, you got game over. I don't know. It's like you can't be too. And by the way, I think the screen showing is like Mama Fratelli, and her face is like really weird. She's like, you got game over. Okay, that's the only one from Goonies 2. I didn't include the losing a life, which is almost like the Castlevania lose a life. Castlevania had diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle, and Goonies 2 had diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle. And those are too short. Too short to rank, so we're not gonna. But also, from Konami, Gradius 3. Or Gradius 3. I don't even remember how this goes unless I play it. Yeah. And that's from the Super NES version of Gradius 3, not the arcade one. Can I hear it again, please? Suspended fourth, and then it resolves to the major third. This is a pretty good one. That's not too bad. This is the only TurboGrafx 16 one in today's list, and it's from the game Kiki Kai Kai, which Kiki Kai Kai later became the NES, Super NES franchise known in the West as Pocky and Rocky. I don't know why. I don't know why it's Pocky and Rocky. Anyway, very, very bittersweet game over song in Kiki Kai Kai. I mean, it's appropriately sad when you consider that the main character is just a girl, and like she some yokai have probably killed her without mercy. You can tell they're trying to keep it like a little creepy with the patch, that weird patch, but like that one always makes me kind of sad. I think it does its job quite well. I think it's a 9. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm from Liverpool. Marble Madness, another rare game. The NES version, the music is mostly just a replica of the arcade version, more or less. I remember one of the songs in the NES version has kind of a noticeable wrong note. Okay, it's noticeable if you're a nerd. The NES version has a far superior game over tune. Listen to this. Granted, not much of a song, but the arcade one, which I don't have in here, is like, it just goes like with a little echoey. It's got the echoey. It's like they were going for the same thing, but on the NES they just perfected it. It's very simple. Oh, it's David Wise again, and Hal Cannon and Brad Fuller. I don't know those other guys. I mean, I don't know any of them. I never met them. I don't know. It's simple. It's elegant. It's an 8. I gotta give it up for that. Okay. Oh, shit. It's time for Metroid, everybody. Oh, shit. It's Metroid. All right. We're going to do these in a different order than they are listed. So, Metroid, as I like to call it, on the NES. And I am deliberately choosing the NES version because the Famicom Disk System version actually, I think the extra polyphony actually made Metroid worse. Where's the FDS game rep? Here we go. Okay, so enter Samus, right? Let's hear how it sounded in this. So because of the polyphony offered by the Famicom Disk System, they just have all the notes playing at once, and that saw wave on top is really overpowering. Like, you can't hear anything underneath. Whereas The NES version had less polyphony and had to compensate by kind of tremoloing between notes or arpeggiating. So it sounds like this. That's better, I think, right? Isn't that better? It gives motion because they're all and there's no sine wave on top, or I mean a saw wave on top going and like drowning everything else out. It's way better. You know what? Nostalgia is gonna take over my body for a second, and we're giving that a 9. I was gonna give it a 10, but we'll give it a 9. Okay, here's another illustration of what I'm talking about. Other famous short music cue from Metroid is when you pick up an item, and again, on the Famicom Disk System, it's not very good. That's okay. That is better. Ooh, slow down there. That's better than the Enter Samus one, but still, I like the NES version better because, again, the arpeggiation or whatever you want to call it, the tremoloing between notes gives it motion. Oh, the trill at the end. Oh, I love that. I don't know. Most of that is not as good as the Famicom Disk System version now that I'm listening to it, but I accept the trill. The trill at the end really makes it for me. The trill at the end make it... Is it a 10? No, it's another 9. I don't have any songs from Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, but I do have them from Super Metroid. And here's where they done fucked up, okay? Samus shows up. Remember how good the Samus appearance theme was? That's rich. That's got some meat. This is not as good. That's almost lazy. That's the sound of Samus swimming through Meridia for 6 hours. All right. And the same thing for the item acquisition. There's a whole voice missing from that. What happened? Wait. Let me sing the part that's missing. I can't hear it. That's why I can't sing in unison with it. Okay, so like that's missing completely. You know what? That gets a 2 just because it makes me angry. We're angry at a video game, everyone. What's this? MGS? Metal Gear Solid. Okay, yeah. So dun 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 is like the main theme motif from that game. Dun 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 dun. That's not bad. I'm gonna go 7. No, I'm gonna go 8 on that. But I'm also clouding my judgment because I'm holding it in direct contrast to the game over theme from Metal Gear Solid VR Missions, which is they pulled it from Metal Gear for the NES, and it's awesome. With the Picardy third in the end. That's so the original Metal Gear had the like dun 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 dun. First it goes and then dun 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 dun. And then this one just takes that and adds the Picardy third at the end. When I heard that for the first time in that game, I peed my pants. I didn't actually pee my pants, but you can imagine what it'd be like if I did. That's a 9. You might be looking at this and going, what is MH well cooked? Well, I'll tell you what's well cooked. The meat in Monster Hunter. Yeah. That's from the Japanese version of the game. I think the English version says something like, looks tasty, but it's not a native English speaker saying it. So I'm not sure why they bothered to do it in English. So in Japanese, she says, Joe's in the yakemashita. It's two voices, I think. Joe's in the yakemashita, which means you did a good job cooking that. And it's a mini rhythm game, a meta game hidden in Monster Hunter. You have to hit the button at the exact moment that the meat is cooked, or it will be raw. Okay, play it again. I even remember the timing. That's when you hit the button. Like, you gotta slow it down exactly that much. That's in my memory forever. That is amazing. It's really stupid that I gave it a 10 because musically it's not very complicated at all. It's just kind of basic. All right. MK Fatality. Wait a minute. What game is that from? I don't know any game like that. Okay, so that's the original Mortal Kombat, the arcade version, which I always harp about having like the superior, having like the best soundtrack, and specifically the arcade version. But a lot of people don't like it. It's complicated and like difficult. You know, you can't hum it. Well, most people can't hum it. But their Fatality song was pretty basic. It was just two hits. That first hit is pretty good though. That wow, that's a good sound. It's very pleasing to the ear. Now let's go on a little tour of Fatality sounds. We're gonna jump around between games here for this. Mortal Kombat 2's Fatality sound is also good, but different. Fatality. That's not the sound I meant. I meant the finish him sound, which is the sound that plays after you've input the Fatality while the Fatality is starting to happen. And then you get Fatality. That's when the screen goes dark, right? Those are very good. I'm going to group them together for scoring purposes. They're not better than the Mortal Kombat 1. They're pretty close. Okay. We got to go back to Mortal Kombat 1 for a second because I neglected the... this is a really simple one. Just listen. There's a whole motif in Mortal Kombat 1 of da-da-da. And it happens a lot in that game, and it might happen a little bit in Mortal Kombat 2. Like, Dan Forden had that as a motif. And that actually plays on the title screen before, like during the attract mode, I think, before you've entered a coin. So when you insert a coin in Mortal Kombat, it famously makes the noise. If I'm not mistaken, is it like, does the low note happen on a screen that says Midway Presents, and then the screen, the Mortal Kombat title screen, this big red title screen, is the da-na-na. That's strong. And in the arcade, that used to like, you'd hear that and go, what? Very good. Excellent. All right. We're going back to Mortal Kombat 2. Or forward to Mortal Kombat 2, which we were talking about earlier. There is the versus screen where the character portraits are shown. Mortal Kombat 2 was the first one to have those big, beautiful character portraits, and this plays. I I can't decide. Like in Mortal Kombat 2 used digital audio as opposed to the synthesis. So like it's higher fidelity, but do I like it more? I don't know. Da-da-da. It's good. Simple. Not as good as MK1. Most of MK1's soundtrack, in my opinion. It's a 7. All right. What is victory? Is this like when you beat the game? What is this? I mean, yes, that so you can hear some of what would become Dan Forden's like signature moves in the later Mortal Kombat games he worked on. Like when I say later, but I don't know what's the last one he worked on. When it got into the 3D games, like on the PS2, you know, Deadly Alliance, Deception, he used a lot of that Koto patch that you could hear in there. And this is hinting at his starting to use that. It's pretty good, and then they hit you with that gong, and then the credits start rolling. It's strong. It's an 8. Oh, now it's time for Mortal Kombat 3. Okay, versus screen again. Beautiful character art shows up, whammo, and you hear. Yep. And the fatality song from Mortal Kombat 3. That is probably the weakest of the the original trilogy, I think, for fatality. That sounds like a squirrel's gonna turn around and look at the camera dramatically. That we're going a little lower. Yep, sorry. Not that good. Alright. Leave Mortal Kombat behind because it's time for Mega Man 2. I was like, are these the same? No, Mega Man 2 game start. I think this is the stage intro screen. Okay, I'm gonna dock it a point for the sad little electro toms. Those are not very convincing. But was Mega Man 1 the game that established that as I'm not going to look it up right now. It's fine. It's a 7. Then they changed it in Mega Man 3. Do I like that better? It's less of a classic, but well, one more time. Oh, it's rhythmatically rich. It's an 8. I guess it's an 8. Forgive me, I have rated it higher than the Mega Man 2 one. Oh, I can't believe it. Okay, Sam Show is short for Samurai Showdown. Let's go again in roughly the order. So first you select your character, and there's a pretty good character select groove in Samurai Showdown, but we can't rate that on this show because it's not a 20-second clip that ends. But what you get after that is this pretty dope it says map screen, but I think it's more like the versus screen. Okay, a little bit basic musically, but you gotta look beyond that. Okay. It's got the Japanese instruments. Dun dun dun. Gong. That's a shamisen sample. There's the kotsuzumi. Kotsuzumi is what it's called. Drum that you hold on your shoulder. Boom, 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 boom. Here. There's a clack clapper. What is that called? That I don't know the name of that instrument, but and it's to complete the effect. You have to remember also the announcer's voice is talking. Well, on the screen you've got your opponent trash talking you, and then you've got the announcer saying like, "Hattori Hanzo." Yeah, that is very good. My fingers hovering over the 9 and the 10, and it's a 9 because it's a little musically based. Okay. Now, Samurai Showdown is a fighting game, and if you lose against the CPU, there is a continue screen, but the continue is not a loop like it is in Street Fighter 2. Remember, Street Fighter 2 is in Samurai Showdown, you get this. So it's finite. It's timed to last the amount of time the continue countdown lasts. It's a little heavy on the orchestra hits, if I'm being quite honest. The melody is played by orchestra hits, which is too much. So I gotta go a little lower. Orchestra hits hold it back. All right. I have skipped Samurai Showdown 2, even though it's like every discerning fighting game player's favorite Samurai Showdown game from that era. But we're skipping to Samurai Showdown 3, Zankuro Musouken, or Blades of Blood. That Blades of Blood is not a translation of the Japanese title. It's a dumb fucking English title that they came up with. All right, so what do we got? We've got... these are mostly in order. So Iza Jinjoni is at the start of a fight. Tachibana Ukyo, Garufodo. It says the names of like both characters, right? Yeah. And then Iza Jinjoni Ippomme Shobu. And then the fight starts. And then the fight ends. Somebody wins and you get there's not a lot going on. Oh. Huh? I don't remember it being like that. Is that how it is? So we didn't rate this. So Iza Jinjoni. Ooh, I mean, that's excellent. Shobuari I can't be so charitable toward. There's not a lot going on, and it really goes on for a long time, so I'm giving it a 6 for the atmosphere. Okay. Then, after that, you get the trash talk screen, the win quote screen. Okay, taiko player, I don't know what that was at the end. Did you drop your drum or something? But down. Oh, that's pretty good. That's very good. That's a 9. That's a 9. And of course, in the Neo Geo CD version and also the PlayStation version, they replaced all these tracks with the Arrange album tracks, which were the same songs played on real instruments. Which when I was like 18 and I got my hands on that, I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. Okay. So skip Samurai Showdown 4, which for some reason I didn't take any music from. I think they reuse a lot of this, like they rearranged it, but it's the same tunes. But in Samurai Showdown 5, we get a different take on the continue, don't we? That is a variation on I think the main theme for Samurai Shodown 5. That da 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 da. And then you run out of time, or you elect not to continue. Oh, that shit is serious. Okay, wait. So the continue screen, this one, that's really good. That is super good, and no orchestra hits, so so give it what it deserves. Okay, and as for this overly dramatic thing, is that a Neo Geo? That they went really hard on that. Like that brass sample, it sounds really good. Yeah, that's good. Pretty good. All right, friends of the channel will be aware that I am partial to this tune. Let's do this one first. It's from Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, and I use it as the theme. Well, I haven't made this show in a while, but I did use it as the theme to Fight Me. Not only is that really good, but it's also way better than the original version in Street Fighter Alpha 2. Oh, that's good. And then this is just a longer one that loops. Oh, wait, if it loops, does it loop or does it end? It does end, I remember. Okay, the only thing I don't like about it is the fake guitar. Is there a real guitar though? I can't tell if that's a fake guitar. It sounds pretty good though. It doesn't sound super fake, but it also doesn't sound super real. I'm giving both of those a 9. I give a lot of 9s today. I'm being a little withholding of the 10. All right, Street Fighter 2. No melodic content to speak of. It's just a chord that plays on a rhythm. But I like it. Okay. So then he picks Guile, and you get this. And this is by Isao Abe. And this right here is one of the most spastic things in a game. I mean, it's over in a flash, but listen to just holy shit. I can't even hum it. It's so wild. Whoa. All right. So Guile loses. And I'm like, go home and be a family man. Actually, that's what Guile says when he wins. But hold on, did they do this right? Oh, they did. Isao Abe did that, and Yoko Shimamura did this. I really like that one. But the drums are like, oh, is that a 10? And it ends on a nice. Oh, I think it's a 10. Hold on, did I just say I like the victory screen more than the versus screen? The versus screen probably should be a 10. Yeah, that's a 10. We gotta start giving out 10s. Alright. So after game over, maybe you put your initials in, maybe you don't, but it shows the ranking, and it's this. Well, that's not much of a song, is it? Okay. Oh, Street Fighter IU? I think that's supposed to say Street Fighter 2. I found this on KH Insider, and it says unused jingle. But I don't know why it's unused, because I think it's pretty dope. That should have been in the game. The drummer would be like, that's a 10. Why is that not in the game? Y'all are mental. Put it in there. We can calm it down a bit. It's time for a little bit of Secret of Mana Seiken Densetsu 2. When your party increases because a weird little dwarf has joined, get this. The last note hurts my ear a little bit, but other than that, it's idyllic as fuck. You know what? Join my party. We're gonna get down. Okay. Then, what is this from? This is Secret of Mana, but what is it from? What happens when this plays? I don't know what that is. Is that like you beat a boss? It's not when you beat a boss. Because when you beat a boss, you get it's like a looping track. What is this? It's a little hyperactive, isn't it? Maybe it should calm down a bit. Maybe it should take a lesson from this. You know, just let's calm down. All right, it's time for Sonic the Hedgehog. You know from watching my channel that I love the original Sonic the Hedgehog stage clear tune. I don't even know what to say about it. I just love it. Chugga-cha-ching. It doesn't have the chugga-cha-ching at the end, but you gotta have the chugga-cha-ching. That's a very important part of the song. It's mostly a scale, but it ends on this really nice like chord with a suspended 4. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's good. Very good. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 had basically the same stage clear theme, but then in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 they went with this. That is ending with the suspended 4 again and 7. You know I like that one because until I changed it, it was my 9 rating song. So it's a 9. Sonic the Hedgehog also has one of those game over themes where they're like pointing at your face and going, "You klutz, you knucklehead." The game might as well be giving me a swirly. Like, whoa, go easy. All I did was get game over. Shit, it's not like I spent my life savings on apes. You know what I mean when I say apes. I mean the apes in Donkey Kong Country that facepalm you. Okay. Dirt. So it's the Sonic theme slowed down and made to sound buffoonish. Played on a kazoo or some shit. Yo, going a little hard, aren't you, Sonic? Yikes. I don't like being treated like that. So, just settle down. Settle down, Sonic. You don't gotta go fast, understand? Did someone say Tamiya Junko? Yes, I did. It's time for a little more Tamiya Junko. Tamiya Junko did the music for Strider. Originally, the arcade version of Strider, right? And she made a big swing. The music has more guts than any arcade soundtrack has the right to have. And when you first fly in on your Strider glider, that's what they call it, you get this. Holy cow! Boom! There's a suspended cadence at the end. That's a 10. Give it a 10. Give it a 10. Give it a 10. All right. What else we got? When you beat a stage in Strider, you get okay. It's not going to be a 10 because the end was trying to pierce my eardrum. Do do ba do ba do. One more time. If it just didn't resolve so high, I would give it a 10. But no, I wouldn't even give it a 10 if it did that. That one's a 7. All right. Strider game over. All things must end, as must Strider. Okay, the more Strider songs I play, the more loud they get. And that one sounds like it's a goddamn soap opera. Like, oh my god, Strider lost the baby. And he lost my rating too. He gets a 6. Alright, we're nearing the end of this. It's actually pretty good timing because this is a short stream, but I'm gonna have to go to work. So we're coming up. We're back to Contra, everybody. Super C on the NES, the sequel to Contra. When you beat a stage, you hear a lot of orchestra hits, I bet. Okay, so remember in the original Contra, I said, are they trying to emulate orchestra hits? Because, with those parallel chords, and I'm vindicated because they actually used orchestra hits in Super C. That's fine. That's fine. And then the game over. Remember in the original Contra, it was this is not like that. It lacks. Is that the same guy? It's Maezawa and Furukawa and it's some good different guys, but Maekawa's still in there. No Sada anymore. That's I don't have a strong opinion.
It's fine. It's fine.
We're not going to finish with Xenophobe. We're going to do Xenophobe first, and then we'll go back. So, Xenophobe, this is from the NES version of Xenophobe, which is a crappy game. Don't get me started on how I was tricked into playing hours of Xenophobe on the NES. There's no music during the action of the game. There's only in between stages and on the title screen. And the music in those parts of Xenophobe for the NES is better than it has any business being. Like it's better than the game itself. It's kind of like Fester's Quest in that. Well, Fester's Quest is a superior game to Xenophobe on the NES, but they're doing that trick where they borrow from one of the square wave channels to add a little body to the snare drum, which is why the drums sound so good in Sunsoft games. It's good. And Xenophobe, even though it's a bad game on the NES, well, I guess the music comes from the arcade version, but like it has a it has a motif, which is this. Is it a pedal bass? Is that what? The bass doesn't leave the tonic very much. I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. And then when you get a game over, you get a similar thing. Yo, I didn't know you were gonna play a solo. Sorry, when did I get maple syrup on my glasses? On the inside. I want to finish today with 2 from Vandal Hearts. Vandal Hearts is a strategy, tactical RPG, turn-based tactical battle. And it's made by Konami, which you might think, I didn't know they made that kind of game. Yeah, they did. They made Vandal Hearts, and I think they made Vandal Hearts 2, unless there was a different developer on it. I don't know. But Sword of Destruction, I think this plays at the start of a chapter. Like there's a chapter screen that shows you the number and the title of the chapter, and you hear this. Wow. Epic. Epic enough for a 9. Why did I play that first? Well, so that I could finish on a 10. Because in Vandal Hearts, when you level up, you get a pretty fucking awesome level up tune. Short, but excellent. I gotta play it again. That's awesome! That is awesome!
That's awesome, everybody! I can't believe how awesome that was. I'm Ted Koppel.